Thank you for joining us. I'm Jillian Smuckler. Tonight, a man is remembering his wife who died of coronavirus, but also calling on the community, urging them to take this seriously because he says this could easily happen to you. KZI 9 News reporter Emma Jerome sat down with him in an exclusive interview and has the very latest.
Brian and his wife, Mary Kay, took a trip to Mercer Island, Washington for a memorial service. And that's where the story begins.
Pretty sure we've contracted it there.
When you guys came back, who was the first one between you and Mary Kay to start presenting symptoms that were consistent with coronavirus?
Well, that was me.
Brian says he woke up one morning with a 101-degree fever, but with some medicine, the fever broke. Next morning, same thing happened. When it happened a third time, he went to see a doctor, not even thinking of coronavirus.
I tried to get in at my free clinic through the school district, and they said they didn't have any openings.
Brian works maintenance in the shop for 4J and drives bus routes when needed. He called his doctor's office and was told they didn't have the ability to isolate him.
So I ended up going to the urgent care on West 11th. Went in and told them my symptoms, and I was checked out by a nurse who took my temperature and checked my oxygen levels and listened to my chest and basically said, nah, he's fine, he doesn't have the symptoms.
But they were wrong. After a chest x-ray came out clear, he was diagnosed with bacterial bronchitis, prescribed antibiotics, and sent on his way. And at this point, he was confident he was in the clear.
Everything we heard about coronavirus was, it just basically, ravaged your body, and it was just a horrible, horrible disease.
He was even told by the doctor that 48 hours after he started antibiotics, he could go back to work and be just fine.
I would have never done this if I thought I had coronavirus.
But then, the unthinkable happened. Mary Kay woke up with a fever, so he tried the same things he had tried, calling doctors and getting no answers. That night, things got worse.
I noticed that she was making noise when she was breathing, both in and out. And sadly, it kind of irritated me.
The next morning, he knew she needed help. By then, it was too late.
She was like, every time I'd try to get her up, she'd just kind of check her phone to see what time it was. And it's making me mad. I was like, honey, you've looked at your phone like 6 times. You need to get up. She goes, well, help me get up. So I came over and tried to help her up. She got sideways and got her feet on the ground, and I went to help her up, and she collapsed on the floor. And she's trying her darndest to get back up, and she couldn't do it. So at one point, her legs were kind of under her, so I was trying to get her legs out from under her, and then she kind of laid back to like she was going to rest up to try one more time. And all of a sudden, I noticed she wasn't breathing.
He called 911. The dispatch led him through steps on how to perform CPR.
There's a difference between doing your CPR stuff or even doing it on someone in the field and doing it on your wife.
When paramedics finally arrived, they performed CPR for 16 minutes. They even got her heart back working. But Brian says he knew she was gone.
That she just wasn't there anymore. I guess I was hoping in my heart of hearts that she'd come back, but she didn't.
He says that left him with the most questions.
The ease came more when I got my wife's test results, because I just couldn't understand why she passed away within a matter of hours from respiratory issues that she had been presenting since September, basically.
In the weeks following, Brian took to Facebook to play music in his home during what he called Socially Distant Fest, honoring his wife the best way he knows how.
Oh, this one's for you, honey. Got that faraway sadness.
Super powerful stuff. That was Emma Jerome reporting. And tomorrow on KZI 9 News at 5, we'll introduce you to Mary Kay, the woman she was, and why Brian says the community needs to take this virus seriously so that you can keep your family safe. Lane County Public